Good morning, friends. This is Dr. Yogesh Kumar. I am going to give my lecture on educational technology and ICT. Before going in the detail of educational technology, let us discuss some of the landmark events in the field of educational technology. The B.F. Skinner developed program learning technique in 1950. It was the first invention in the field of education which is using a set of instructions. So, it is considered as an important development in the field of educational technology. The term education technology was first used by Branmer Jones of England in 1967. He was the first person who used the term educational technology. As far as India is concerned, there are many events and launches which supports education technology in the way or the other, and one of the most important institution in the context of education technology was CIET. It was established in 1984 by Ministry of Human Resource Development under the umbrella of NCERT. CIT stands for Central Institute of Educational Technology. It is the apex institution which governs all kind of broadcasting and various video channels and other technological events in the field of education. Gradually taken the shape with the inventions like radio, tape recorder, television, projectors, computers, etc. Actually, educational technology, many people thinks that education technology is using technology in education, and it is a very new concept. But when we learn more about education technology, then only we can say that it is much more than that. The concept of educational technology, in simple meaning, we can say that education technology is use of technology in the process of education. But there are certain educationalists who have explained education technology in their own way. For example, Dr. J. Bloomer has explained that educational technology is the application of scientific knowledge about learning to practical learning situations. That is, education technology is nothing but the application of scientific knowledge about learning to practical or behavioral learning situation. Then there is another very important definition given by S.S. Kulkarni, which says that education technology may be defined as the application of the laws as well as the recent discoveries of science and technology in the field of education. According to Kulkarni, the educational technology is nothing but the application of laws as well as the discoveries of science and technology in the field of education. Then there is another definition given by G.O.M. Leith, which says that educational technology is the systematic application of scientific knowledge about teaching, learning, and conditions of learning to improve the efficiency of teaching and learning. Yes, in this definition, Dr. Leith has stresses about on the fact that education technology is a systematic application, means it is a step by step application of scientific knowledge about teaching and learning and conditions of learning. Means he has explained that it is not only concerned with teaching learning, but it is also concerned with the conditions of learning, and the main focus of education technology is to improve the efficiency of both teaching and learning. Then there is another broad definition given by E. Haddon, which says that educational technology is that branch of educational theory and practice concerned primarily with the design and the use of message which control the learning process. Here, his main focus is on the fact that education technology assists both in theory as well as in practice, and he also stressed about the another feature of education technology, that is it assists in controlling the learning process. Here the term controlling means to look back and to see that whether your objectives have been fulfilled or not. If there are certain deviations, we have to note down those deviations and try to make ways to remove those deviations in our next cycle. So based upon these theories, there are some characteristics which explain the nature of education technology, and these are that it is an application of scientific theory. Very nice. Then it is related with the practical learning situation. Yes, it is definitely related with the behavioral aspect of learning situation. Then another definition is, another characteristic of it is it uses recent discoveries of science. This point was taken from S.S. Kulkarni's definition. Then it also assists in the process of education. Yes, it is definitely assists the process of education. Then in next characteristic is it improves the efficiency of both teaching and learning. Yes, definitely with the help of technique in education we can have an efficiency of in both teaching and learning. Then it also controls the learning process. Scope of educational technology. When we are talking about scope of any concept, then its hidden meaning is that we want to discover various areas where it can be applied. It is a very comprehensive and broad concept which is used in educational planning and administration, curriculum development and course design, production of teaching learning material. It also provides information storage and retrieval. It is definitely related with practical aspect of education, and it is very useful in deciding the efficiency of methods of teaching. So based upon these points, we can say that the scope of educational technology is quite comprehensive and broad. Now let us discuss various approaches of educational technology. Broadly speaking, there are three approaches of educational technology. One is hardware approach, second is software approach, and the third is system approach. Let us discuss all these approaches one by one. Hardware approach, which is also known as education technology first, it focuses on the use of machines or mechanical instruments to assist the education. It is based on the principles of physics and engineering. We can definitely judge this point from the previous point. Then it believes that technique of machine is attached with the technique of education. Basically, hardware approach is of the view that we have to use machines or instruments in the field of education to bring technology in education. Therefore, it is also known as technology in education, education technology first, audiovisual material approach, or relative technology. These are different names which are associated with hardware approach. And in nutshell, we can say that the use of machines like tape recorder, projectors, computers, TV, etc. in education is known as hardware approach of educational technology. Many hardware approach mainly related with cognitive domain and stresses upon preservation, transmission and advancement of knowledge. Those students who are preparing for UGC NET examination, they can note down this point that hardware approach is mainly related with cognitive domain, means it deals with knowledge understanding application, analysis, synthesis and evaluation aspect, and its major stress is on preservation, transmission and advancement of knowledge. Then there is software approach. Software approach focuses on the use of psychological principles of teaching and learning in the field of educational technology. While hardware approach was concerned mainly with the machines, the software approach concerned mainly with the behavioral modification. It it is also known as education technology second, and definitely it act as a complementary to hardware approach. We can take an example. For example, a teacher is using an overhead projector in his classroom. So overhead projector is an example of hardware approach, but the transparent sheets that he is using in his classroom on overhead projector, those sheets and that written material will be the software approach of education technology. We can take another example. Suppose a teacher is using blackboard in a classroom. So the blackboard is the part of hardware approach, but whatever work is done on the blackboard, whatever is written on the blackboard is a part of software approach. So in by these two examples, it's very clear that while methods of teaching comes under software approach, then any material or instrument which assist those methods of teaching, that comes under hardware approach. So we cannot, when we think about teaching in a classroom, then we cannot think about using only software approach or only hardware approach. So both are complementary to each other. So it was developed by B.F. Skinner and other behaviorists, and it is directly related with the science of learning, as it is mainly concerned with the methods of teaching and the material which is going to be taught to the students. In that way, it is related with the software, it is related with the science of learning. So there is some examples of hardware and software. Under hardware approach, we talk about various machines or instruments like chalkboard, OHP, slide projector, VCRs, computers, audio recorder, mobile, blank papers, flash cards, etc. While under software approach, there is work with the chalk or marker, transparent sheets, slides, video programs, computer programs, recorded material or written material. So there are certain principles of using hardware and software approach. These are: number one, principle of selection, means which says that while using hardware and software approach, one should be very careful about the selection of material or selection of instrument, because it should be suited with the objectives of teaching. Then principle of purposiveness, it says that whatever material or whatever method of teaching you are going to use, it should serve the purpose of the teaching. Then there is a principle of economy, that is principle of saving, that the method or instrument that you are going to use, it should not be very expensive, it should be economical. Then there is a principle of availability, which says that whatever methods or whatever instrument you are going to use in your classroom, it should be easily available. If it's not easily available, then there will be no use of using that technology. Then there is a principle of simplicity, that whatever technology you are using in education, it should be simple enough to understand and simple enough to apply. Then there is a principle of stimulation, which says that whatever technology you are using in your classroom, it should stimulate or motivate the students in the right direction, because we are using the technology to enhance the efficiency of education. Therefore, whatever technology we are using in our classroom, it should serve its purpose, which is to arouse the interest of the students and stimulate them to learn more and effectively. Then there is a principle of self preparation, that we should keep in mind that whatever technology we are going to use, we should be able to prepare it on our own, that we should not be dependent on others to use that technology. So these were different principles of hardware and software approach. There are some more examples of hardware and software approach. All the machines under hardware approach can be divided into three categories. Either they are audio, like radio, tape recorder, teaching machines, or they can visual. There can be visual machines like slide projectors, OHP, Epidiscope, or there can be audio visual machines also, like TV, computers, LED, etc. And the software, under software techniques, the all the techniques is divided into three parts. One is graphics, which covers charts, graph, map, posters, books, etc. Then there is demonstration, in which we are performing any task using chalk, flannel board, bulletin board, diagrams, etc. And there can be tri-dimensional approach also, in which we are using models or real life objects, etc. So by now we have clear the concept of hardware, that is using machines in the field of education, and software, that is using brain in the field of education. Brain using knowledge, using methods of teaching in the field of education. So after considering hardware and software approach, let us discuss the system approach. System approach was first developed after Second World War. It provides scientific base for taking decisions related to administration, management and military sector. It is also known as management technology, since it's using the principles of management in the field of education. In the field of education, it is used as, basically it is used in educational administration and educational management. There is a famous definition by Silvan, which says that system approach is related with analysis, that is of existing system, to identify parts and their interrelationships, and synthesis, that is to combine various elements, modeling, that is to construct various models based upon analysis and synthesis, and simulation, that is carried out the system actually going to be implemented in real life. So broadly speaking, system approach is related with analysis, synthesis, modeling and the simulation of the system. Other than the above, the system approaches also include system analysis, which includes input, process, output and environmental context analysis, then training psychological designs, cybernetic design. The cybernetic designs were first found by Norbert Wiener, and the theory of reinforcement. So these were some more applications of system approaches. System approach is also known as educational technology 3, and it is born by the mix of hardware and software approach. Under system approach, we use both hardware as well as software approach in a balanced manner. And educational 3, which is system approach, it is also very important to link to join hardware and software approach. It is based upon Gestaltist principle of psychology. What is Gestaltist principle of psychology? Gestaltist principle of psychology says that we should use the insight while going for learning anything in our life, which it also says that it is your insight which assists you to learn anything in your life. It says that for developing the insight, you have to perceive the situation as a whole, and after perceiving the situation as a whole only, you can go in the minute details and you can link the situation with your insight. So there are certain elements of education technology 3, which are input, process, output, and environmental context. While we are using input, input is nothing but the software approach, which is in the form of methods of teaching. Process includes all those hardwares which are processing the inputs for becoming a particular kind of output. For example, right now I am teaching you, I am delivering my lecture. So my delivery of lecture is input, and the mobile or the gadget that I am using for recording the same is performing a process to record my inputs. And when this recording is available to my students, it will be act as an output. And in this whole process, there is a special role of environmental factors, because environmental factors affect the efficiency or effectiveness of the lecture. So input includes all behavior and capacities of teachers and students. Process includes all functions which assist the modifications in behavior, and output is that desired behavior for which the system was formed. And environmental context includes all those elements of environment which affect the system. So this is all about the concept, scope, and approaches of education technology. In my next lecture, we will be there with another topic related to education technology. Thank you so much.